Welcome to the Mental Edge.
All right, you want to clap?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. That was like one. It was so good. It was like
done?
one clap.
Yeah, except I hit this thing.
You hit the mic.
All right. Okay. So yeah. You sent that, and then I'm gonna put my phone on airplane mode.
Yeah, me too. What the heck? I like my. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me do this little thingy thing. Okay.
So yeah, when you sent that, it just struck some ideas, and I started writing, and then I looked some ideas up because I'm not a doctor, so we use just life experiences.
I'm not a doctor, but every Sunday night I'm a gynecologist.
That was a sexual joke.
Oh, my man is crazy.
Anyway.
Crazy with it. I love that. All right, so that was the first thing. Second thing is I got up this morning, I looked at episode 0 for season 4, and when you were like, I don't know, it was like some Asian lady looking down there. Bro, none of the voice was, this was on YouTube, none of the voice was connecting with the actual words.
Oh yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah. So you said Asian, and all of a sudden, you remember those kung fu movies when you were young, where so you said, you were like, it looked like it blew up. So like you said the word blew up, but then like 2 delayed seconds later, you were like, boom.
Yeah.
And then my reaction is I'm already laughing, and then the laughing comes in. I'm like, dude, this is great. So I screen recorded it. And I meant to send it to you just so you could laugh, because it was just on. It was no other part of the video, just that part.
As funny as our conversation was, it was even funnier the way with the audio lag.
With the audio lag, I was like, what
funny.
the heck? Yeah. So that was good. That was a good way to wake up this morning, and I thought to myself, man, I gotta share this with you. So
love it.
And then you hit me up and you were like, hey man, let's do some micro
mental quickies. Right?
Mental quickies.
We're going to be doing some quickies with you guys.
Well, I don't see nothing wrong. Hey, with a little bump and grind. Well, I don't see nothing wrong. Hey, baby. Yeah. Welcome to the Mental Edge Quickie series. Here we go.
Okay. I hope that doesn't offend anybody. Nothing wrong with a good quickie.
Are you a professional at quickies?
I am because
Because what?
I am so I'm pretty good at quickies because pretty much all my love is quickies.
All my loving is quickies.
Yeah. We'll talk about that one day too, about enjoying and living in the moment, and and maybe some techniques like thinking about puppies dying or something that takes your mind off of
baseball.
But these quickies, we want to deliver some content that's a little bit more bite-sizable, right, Junior?
Yeah.
So sometimes we're going to have this content when we don't have guests, but something came to our mind and we feel like we want to discuss it. And what a lot of people might not realize is we get messages sometimes that people love just our conversations without somebody else being involved. Yeah. People love the interviews, but they also love when we just break down like man thoughts.
Yeah, because we're always thinking.
Yes,
we're always thinking.
Right, like right now. See, I can see it. You can see it in your cold steel eyes right now.
Yeah.
Like you're getting ready.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I get it. Yeah. So, talk to me a little bit about what today's mental quickie is going to be about.
Yeah. So today's mental quickie, we're going to cut right to the chase.
That's right. That's part of this exercise.
It was inspired at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Really?
When I walked into the gym.
Okay.
And there's some young men who are filming themselves. They're doing, I don't know if they're inspirational.
At 5 in the morning?
At 5 in the morning.
Wow.
They are pumping and jumping. Okay.
and recording.
And they're recording, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I want to stay out of their way. But one of them stopped and said, bro, that beard game is tight. Now, I don't know this kid. I've seen him over the years. Right. You know how you know people in the gym without knowing people in the gym? Yeah. But a little light bulb went off in my head. I'm like, wow,
nice.
that's, am I attracted to this?
Oh.
Of being complimented? Am I attracted to this? Is this a thing? Because we've shared before, I haven't always received compliments well. I'm very deflective. You give me compliments sometimes, and you can see my reluctance to receive them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just did that to my cousin today,
Yeah.
And his reaction was like instantaneously, he kind of downed himself a little bit.
Dismissive, right?
Yeah. And then, you know what my response was?
What?
You're welcome.
You're
welcome.
You're welcome.
And then he looks at, he's in Tampa. So he's like, he stops for a second. He's like, all right, man.
Yeah. You know, receiving, we'll even talk about receiving the compliment, right? Because there's a way to receive a compliment. And then I thought the conversation, you know, little things like this, guys, because the topic of being keenly aware of your life as it's happening, Junior.
Yeah.
Like every man has this inclination.
Self-awareness.
Exactly.
That helps.
And you have these inclinations and you either act on them or you don't. You make a decision. There's something you notice and you're like, wow, I'd like to tell him I appreciate. Like you've got some stuff in your little thing that you sent me. I don't want to steal our thunder, but.
Well, tell me, did you finish your thought about the 5 a.m.?
So that's when I said, man, do we give each other compliments enough? Because I really, really enjoyed that. And I'm like, wow, I started to think about it. I'm like, wow, is anybody who's really close to me ever giving me a compliment that like was right on time or just kind of inspired me in the moment and it being right on time. So, and I thought, wow, why aren't we doing this more? Because I feel like women do it. I feel like women are like, girl, those shoes are adorbs, right? You know, they seem to be like, oh, I love that hair color on you. They almost do it intuitively, instinctively, and naturally. Where guys are like, ugh.
Are we going to get into why you feel guys don't do that?
We are. We're gonna dive into that. Yeah.
I was just wondering if that's part of what you're.
I do feel like there's something going on there.
Okay.
But I want to end this with guys, frickin' do it. Right?
Do it. Yeah, give compliments, right?
Because I think there's something we're going to get into, Junior. I don't want to steal all the time here. Like, okay, but
dude, go ahead.
I had this, like when this was coming to mind, I remember thinking to myself that when I was a little kid,
right,
and I would go to Columbus Park up in the barrio.
Yes.
Can I say that, right?
Oh, for sure.
And I had this fantasy where, you know, I'm sitting around with my buddies and we're sitting under the pavilion. Okay. And it's not going to get weird. Like I'm sitting with my buddies, I'm having a fantasy. The fantasy was this, that I would glance up and I would see a heart. Like somebody secretly loves me with my initials in there.
Because people are tagging.
You. Instead, it was always like, I love Fernando. Oh my God. He's already got a goatee and he's 11. It's so hard to...
That's funny, man. Yeah.
So, all right. But I think that there was a time when I wish people were fond of me as a kid, and it was women.
Right.
But when that kid, who's a dude, said to me, he paid a compliment about something that's manly. He said, bro, your beard is tight. I doubt he said that to a lot of women.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
So I think it clicked with me, right?
It wasn't like weird, right?
It wasn't weird at all because because
there's a way. His technique was.
There is a way, and we should talk about that too.
Yeah, yeah. He didn't like compliment on your bulging muscles.
Yeah, like I've had people tell me, bro, I love the way you squat. I'm like, bro, we're starting to encroach on a conversation I don't want to have.
I love the way you squat.
If you ask, you've seen two dudes like spot each other squatting? No, man. This ain't OnlyFans.
That's the only. Yeah, that's the only. You don't really see that too often.
No,
and if you do,
like,
it's kind of weird.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you just fall, I'll pick you up. Let's go.
This guy, he said, if you just fall, I'll pick you up.
Yeah.
All right, I get it, man. Yeah. So there is a technique. I did write down 3 ways to, what'd you call it?
I call it giving manplements.
Manplements.
Yeah. I swear, Erlene, them boys done did it again. They done made up a word.
Well, what is that word, honey?
Manplements.
Would you send me that?
Even in like what I sent you, noticed that compliment, the men is capitalized. We do this a lot for the MentalEdge, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So I love it. You sent me back some essential manplement kind of.
Yeah. And I put like the thing is, when you're complimenting another man, there's reasons like to do it, right? We're going to talk about that a little bit, but there's also the proper ways to do it.
Yes.
Okay. And so that it's not awkward, and kind of know the why behind you doing this, right? So, number one, I put every man wants to be admired.
Uno.
They do.
Yeah.
Agreed, man.
Yeah. But the way to do that is like admire his character, not his clothes. Like,
Yeah, that was nice.
yeah, there's these
said-
are a great pair of shoes.
Yeah.
We're like, oh man, I really like your shoes. And that to me is more like a commercial for Macy's, not Mike.
Come on and shoot.
Yeah, I love when I wrote that.
Yeah.
You read that's for
Yeah.
Macy's, not Mike.
Yeah. So I feel like, when you admire something about a man, like you start the compliment with like, I admire you for, and then you name the characteristic.
Yes.
Okay. So the example, I really admire the dedication you have waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym and work out.
Yeah.
Who was I thinking about right there?
I don't know.
You, man.
We'll see.
I admire that though.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I did it for 3 years. I know the work it takes. I know the discipline it takes, right? So it's not like you wake up in the morning and drink a discipline shake to get you disciplined.
No. You're right, Junior.
What do you
Thank
do?
you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you see, it's working
I
here.
drink 2 cups of coffee.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
practice this
Yes.
over and over, right? You work
Yeah.
hard at making sure you don't hit the snooze button. There's a lot of things
Right.
that you do that allow you to get there at that time. So that was one of the
But I love what you're saying because you're saying, look, you're saying you see the value in telling me you noticed. Because sometimes I'm on the bubble, right?
Yeah.
Right when I'm not feeling like getting up.
Right.
Junior just told me last night, man, he appreciates my work ethic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because it also like I'm digging deeper than just I like your shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you go surface level, right, you're never going to get into that relational level.
If you go surface level, you're never going to get into that relational level.
Yeah.
With that person, and if
that's huge.
that's again the why, why you're trying to develop a relationship with this other person.
Yeah.
And there's a right way to do it.
Definitely. There's definitely a right way to do it. Now, Junior, can you ever remember can you remember right now what your last compliment, someone's last compliment somebody paid to you?
Last compliment somebody paid me. A man, right?
Yes.
A
Let's see.
man.
We'll go man because we'll even talk about women
so-
paying you compliments.
I think it was.
We'll dabble in that.
Yeah, it was funny because it was when I asked Susanna to marry me.
Yes.
So I got on a knee and people took some pictures. Right, the photographer took some pictures, but like there was a bunch of guys that were like, "Bro, your fade." Your hair was on
Yes,
point.
yes. I think every dude who loves you was like, holy crap. So, hey, let me ask you a question.
Right.
So, because I believe this stuff gets paid forward.
Okay.
The guy who gave you the fade, did you go back and say, hey, bro, look, I just had one of the biggest moments in my life.
Yeah.
And you know what everyone talked about?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you did. I knew it.
I screenshotted all those compliments and I sent him his way. And he just.
Why, Junior?
Because I wanted to pay it forward. Like you just said it. I wanted to pay it forward. I wanted him to feel good and about like what he does. And you got something else that you wanted to add to that?
I'm listening to you because you're an encourager, Junior, in general. You're one of the most positive people in my life. And
and that was he was excited when he read it. He's a real quiet guy, so he was excited when he read it because he actually responded. Usually he would just not respond, and he's a humble guy. So I know that's an encouragement to him though.
Yeah.
So dude got like, let me see, he has five stars on 500 and something reviews.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Wow.
And he doesn't like
It
respond.
was a work
or
of
anything.
art. And by the way, you should go back.
Dude, if you look at my schedule, it's for tomorrow.
Oh, said to hippie.
I couldn't.
Anyway,
I couldn't get him in today. But that was part of. I was like, I almost wanted to call you and tell you, let's go for tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I was like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. So, like, that's a compliment. Okay, that you received, and I would not
Admiring
say
character.
Yes,
right.
and I would not.
But this one, the one for the hair or whatever. I don't know if it was a character building, but my number one was, every man wants to feel admired. Is more like building character.
Yeah.
Or, speaking about character. For me, those are just like funny because
they are funny.
Yeah.
But they also open the door. Mm-hmm. They're part of the relationship.
For me to strike
door.
back.
Yeah, I get you. I won't get you, sucker. No, seriously, like you never can, Junior. You cannot dismiss people saying nice things to you because you don't know if that's something in life they're working on. You know?
Yeah.
Like I've been there. I've had people giving me compliments, and then later on, the Lord's been like, I dismissed them, and the Lord's been like, did you think that was for you?
Yeah.
Right. So I've been there, and another thing I wanted to ask you about compliments was, can you remember like the best compliment you've ever received from somebody?
From a guy?
Yeah. From a guy.
From a guy.
And why are we, the reason we're focusing on men right now is because we feel like men need to know that this is okay. And in fact, we're trying to encourage it because it feels amazing to us.
Yeah. I think like if I had to go back to a time, it's when someone makes me feel special and unique.
Yeah.
So probably something having to do with my art or something like that.
Yeah.
I would say that's the compliment that meant the most to me.
Yeah, which I think goes back to your work ethic, your passion, the decision. So, Junior, for people who might not know, but you should know if you listen to this, Fernando is an entrepreneur that every day puts in the grind, and his paycheck is directly related to the grind. Right?
Yeah. What I put in is what I get out.
Sometimes plentiful. Sometimes like, babe, we having ramen tonight again, right? Yeah. I mean, that is the life of an entrepreneur.
Right.
Okay. So there's probably times in Junior's life when he's been like, did I give up insurance and a paycheck where somebody tells me what to do? Did I do the right thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when somebody compliments you on your own design where nobody told you what to do, Junior, except you and Jesus, it means a lot to you.
Yeah. Which leads me to number two, which is like men want to feel special. Every man has the desire to be unique and stand out from all other guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's just an innate thing that we have. And, when the person makes you feel special, like if they make you feel special, then you become special to them and they become special to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So if you want to make a guy feel special from the start, compliment something like this, this is an example. Not a lot of guys would have done something like this. You rock. Whatever this is could, fill in the blank. This could be, helping your nephew or, helping some old lady across the street or carry groceries to, The thing is, guys, these compliments are not only for grown adult men, like they could be for your son.
Oh my God.
We're
walking on, this is incredible.
Yeah.
What you're about to say.
Yeah.
Junior.
This could be for like, your nephew whose dad isn't around or your, your cousin's kid. So many, like this realm is not only for us grown men going up to grown men. It's also like we're feeding into the future. Man,
absolutely.
The future man, right? Right now he's a kid, and it might be your stepkids.
Like, so if you're living that keenly aware of life, Junior.
Yeah.
And you spot your son or your nephew or the neighbor kid doing something right.
Yep.
Walking up to that kid and being like, hey, man, good job, brother. I appreciate what you did, man.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might find yourself reaching to find that thing. Yeah. Cool. You're doing your job.
Yeah.
Right? You're connecting and you're looking for a reason to compliment another young man because, by the way, they are hungry.
Yeah.
For by the way, mom's telling them they're great. My baby's the best all the time. Right?
But sometimes he doesn't feel the best. When it's someone real, close to you, a lot of times we don't take that advice, right? You could tell.
Yeah.
Example, I apologize if I'm offending any women at this moment, but like you could tell your wife the same thing a million times, but then some random Joe Schmo, Dr. Phil, says it on TV, the exact same thing you just said 100 times. And she's like, did you hear that?
Oh, snap. Straight facts.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. What you said. That's funny.
Yeah, that's an example, but like that example crosses barriers even to your own children,
Yes.
So sometimes when you do see, these awesome things happening and you bring out the best in that situation or that moment, man, that means a lot to that kid.
It does mean a lot to that kid, but I got a question for you. I've realized this. I think I saw this little TikTok thing, right? And this mom was like, they show this mom typing this compliment to her kid. Okay. And it's like,
Right.
you see, and right now they'll probably be like little data in our podcast, right? So, and it was one of these, we've all sent them to our kids. I love you. I love the person you're becoming. You know, you're going to do amazing things. And then it's this long diatribe about how special this kid is. Gotcha. And then the response comes back. What do you think it is?
Cool. It drives me nuts.
Okay, but listen, right. Like you want this like after school special moment, right? Where your relationship is transformed. But listen, you put it in the bank. Yeah. You don't think you did. You put it in the freaking bank.
That's beautiful what you just said.
It's in the bank.
Man,
don't worry.
And that's how relationships that's how relationships are built. And then number 3, though, what I have here is complimenting his competency. Every guy has a deep desire to feel confident. Mostly because of fear of inadequacy.
Yes.
And the example for that would be, you know, thanks, bro. You always give the best advice.
Yeah, okay? That's phenomenal.
Yeah, you compliment him on his ability for him, you know, maybe making you feel better. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? I appreciate you is better than I appreciate it. And I find myself when someone says something really, they'll say something complimentary to me, and like my response is like, you know, appreciate it, bro. Really, I appreciate you. It is deeper, right?
Yeah, it is.
It makes a lot more sense.
Right.
So lately I have been trying to, you know, watch and be more thoughtful about the things that I put out there.
Wow. Because you just tied, like, when you say I appreciate you, you're literally throwing some value back to that person. Like you're counter complimenting.
Yeah, that's the most important thing when you're complimenting is the fact that, you know, a lot of the things that I said today, right? Where, you know, every man wants to be admired. Every man wants to be, you know, wants to feel special, unique, you know, different than everybody else, and complimenting his competency. So those 3 are a good reference points to start with compliments, right? And you can make these your own, you know, this is just a template to help you start, right?
To start to think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How many times do we give like the wrong compliment to like we were just talking about, you know, our sons, our nephews, you know, these men in our lives that they're going to grow up. And like, I didn't get too many compliments when I was growing up. So,
oh my gosh. You're right.
So to me, I'm like, I see the effect they have on me.
Yes.
I studied the effect it had on me. And I said, all right, I am going to like do this for someone else. I am,
wow.
You called it pay it forward. And I love that. But yeah, I want to do that for like the next generation. Not only like my own generation, but I want to do it for the next generation. So I want to start off. Yeah. So
I think the key, Junior, is that they can't be empty rice cake compliments.
Yeah.
You can't be just throwing this generic bull crap on these people that you love. No. What you have to do is
There's no depth to that, right? Go ahead.
It's exactly right.
Craft,
the word depth. You have to craft your compliment in a way that seamlessly convinces the individual that you're watching them and you see something incredible about them.
Fellas, this is basic dude stuff. Basic dude stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really is.
Amen.
We can't, I don't want to sit here and pretend like this is like some really hard.
I mean, we'll write a book if you want to buy it.
Yeah, but this is basic
This is dudeology.
Stuff. This is what guys do.
Yeah, dude 101.
We're built for this, right? Mm-hmm. I always tell people like we're built for this.
We are.
We're warriors in gardens.
So what is?
We control
since you just said we're built for it.
Yeah.
So what's the barrier? What is the most common barrier?
What is the most common barrier?
What is stopping me from? Because by the way, you can get better at this.
Yeah,
you might suck at it right now.
Yeah,
and then 3 weeks from now,
you might be good at it. And
every dude you're hugging, you're like, bro, you smell good, man. Yeah. It becomes so easy because if you have a problem with something in life, guys, the way you fix it is you do it anyway.
What I would add to the you smell good would be like, bro, you probably getting all the ladies.
Yeah.
You see how I changed it up just a little bit?
Yeah.
So that it doesn't feel like the guy might, because you don't ever know.
I like that.
Yeah. You don't know who you're approaching and how they were brought up, or or like what their level of comfort is. Maybe their dad didn't ever let them eat bananas.
Yeah, right. You don't know where they're coming from.
Or Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, you're so right.
Like you never know. So like they're
the homophobia up in there,
they
man.
got So they're they carry that with them as adults.
They can literally be like, my name's Mike and I'm not gay.
I've met guys like that for sure. Or like after everything they say is like, bro, man, I like them jeans, no homo.
Yeah, right. They're always sure. And so then we're getting into something huge right now. And the Quickies becoming a longie because it's so good, right? And Missy likes when it becomes a longie. Yeah, she loves when it goes 7 minutes. So, but there is something, like men that haven't matured to a specific level, that confidence trumps sophomorishness, if that's a word.
Yeah.
They still feel feminine when they go to a guy and they make especially to a stranger.
Yeah.
I
bet you that has to be hard, but I think we could pull it off.
Yeah.
Because that's something that we're practicing right now. But yeah, you're right. It could be difficult. And sometimes like you see the guy and you don't think that guy wants a compliment,
Yes. Okay. So you can't always read a book by a cover, right? Mm-hmm. You cannot, because dude, compliments are like the ultimate pliability compound that you apply to even the hardest surface.
Yeah. And that's why I said earlier, like if you're just going surface level compliments, you're going to get like surface level relationship with that guy.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
If it's somebody that, if it's somebody you admire or you want to get to know and not, you see, like even using words like that, because of the way I was brought up, almost seem weird.
Yeah.
Like saying that about another guy, right? So you asked me that question earlier. Why do you think that guys don't give as many compliments as they probably could?
When they felt good, even though they've received them?
Yeah.
Why don't they give them?
Why don't they give them? I think that I don't know if homophobia is the only reason, but I think like street code. And who,
that's good.
Yeah. Like, why is that? Is because, maybe you're supposed to be hard all the time.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
Are you like always in competition?
Man, we can unpack this for a lot.
I know it. There's really no end to it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There really is no end to it.
There is no end to it, man. But I know that this is a quickie.
It's supposed to be a quickie.
Yeah.
Right? So, any final thoughts?
Remember that these compliments are, like I've already said it a couple times during this quickie, but these compliments aren't only for like the grown adult guys around you. No, fellas, this is also for like your nephews and sons. When's the last time you gave your son a compliment? What's a backhanded compliment? Do you have an example of something like that?
Backhanded.
Yeah. Is that a thing?
That is a thing. I think what it is, it's almost like a compliment that when the time the kid unpacks it, it wasn't really a compliment.
Do you have an example of something like that? I know I put you on the spot. No, but so fellas, sometimes we tend to do that to our male children. And everything we're saying does apply also to the other demographic.
Oh yeah, I got one.
Go ahead.
Hey, that was a great double, but run a little harder, would have been a triple.
Dang.
Dude, like, just shut up. Just shut your pie hole.
Right.
If you would do those exercises, I see you, because especially with sons
and sports
or dads,
and guys,
we're getting into starting to underperformance begins to be like something that a parent thinks is a reflection of their dedication. It's just so asinine.
Yeah.
So
you didn't. Yeah. Oh my God, that's crazy right there. But yeah. So when's the last time you gave them a good compliment that makes them feel good about who they are as a person, and you're really digging into like the relational level of
you're building a foundation for your children. Yeah. Right. And you're thinking that it's just for him, but I want you guys to know something. When you become a complimenter, it's for you too.
It is.
As I see, so we'll get into this, and we're done here. But I want you to know that like our God is an ironic God.
Yeah.
Like all the things that you think the world is telling you is for you, they're not. Those are the things that leave you empty at night.
Yeah.
And then the crazy thing is, and I'll end with this on my end, I heard somebody say, what I give away, I keep, and what I keep, I give away. And I've mentioned it before. It's beautiful. And quit like quit listening to the enemy and stop shutting up. Start noticing people for as amazing as they are and mentioning it to them, because really, guys, it's for you too.
It is. And the more that you do it, the more that you give, the more that you get. So thanks, Jay, man. This was thank you for coming out and this cold, what is it, 8 degrees outside, man.
So hopefully,
I really appreciate you, man.
Like my wife, you're very satisfied after this quickie. My work is done here. Junior, you too, right?
We out, man.
All right, we out.
We sincerely hope you enjoyed this episode of the Mental Edge Podcast. Please remember to like, subscribe, follow, and share. Until next week, we out.